Kid Island Fantasy Football! Whoa!
Look at those gale force winds.
Clearly the most terrifying and dangerous segment we've done in the 3 weeks that this league has existed. I'm standing here live on Cocoa Beach. This is what it looks like. This is Ian. This is Ian in all its disgusting glory.
Welcome back, everybody. Kid Island Fantasy Football Week 3 in the books. I hope everyone is staying dry out there. Sorry for the delay from when you ordinarily would be watching this lovely recap. Hurricane Ian, right? It's all the rage. Everybody's dealing with it. What are you going to do? I'm actually calling from the world's most fun wine cellar in the old man's house as we avoid this whole deal. But back to the Ocho. My goodness, what a week. Football, everybody. It was fun. A lot of craziness in the league as usual. Some really good games. Jets lost to the Bengals. Nobody saw that coming. Very shocking stuff. We're going to bounce back. What are you going to do? It's 1 week. But in our league, getting down to what really matters, Malone Rangers had quite possibly the best week in the history of fantasy football history for anybody that's ever had it outside of our league as well. We were on all cylinders. We just were. Best team. Worst team. Thought I was done saying this name, the Dreamweavers. My goodness. Not a great week. Part of that was because you're playing Team House Aloha, which obviously is a powerhouse, and there wasn't a lot he could have done. But Dreamweavers, my goodness, get out of the basement already. Let's go. Let's get to the awards. Let's do it. So, my favorite award here, the most efficient award, the kid least likely to be eating crayons in class, as I like to think of it, House Aloha. As I've come to think about this award a little bit more, really what they're saying with this is you just didn't leave a lot of points on the bench. You started who you were supposed to start, more so than everybody else did. So I guess great. You knew the people on your team that are actually good, which the rest of this league actually could take a lesson from. But when we look at it, Team House of Aloha, what are you doing with that bench? Ain't got nobody on there. I mean, is it going to kill you to go on the waiver wire once in a while? Maybe talk a trade or two. I don't know, something, anything. But you're still a powerhouse, and you're doing quite well. Let's go to the least efficient. That would be the Dreamweavers. That's sort of the opposite problem. You guys left 35.1 points on the bench. Now, would not have been enough to have beaten Team House Aloha in that matchup. It was a pretty one-sided affair, but that would have beaten a lot of teams in this league this week, which makes me think, Dreamweavers, you're still in this thing. You can actually play with a lot of people. But we gotta get those. We gotta get that roster. We gotta think about that once in a while. Let's go with highest points in a loss. Cruising Chile, yeah, 2 weeks in a row, and you run unfortunately, like you ran into the Malone Rangers. Obviously, there's gonna be a lot of points thrown at you. I get it, the whole deal. I get it. 2 weeks in a row with that means you're scoring. Your roster's good. You're going to win some games. Frustrating to get that award twice in a row, but you're in good shape, buddy. You're in good shape. We're not too worried about cruising Chile or however you say it. I'm assuming I'm saying it the wrong way because I say everything the wrong way. But you guys are in good shape over there. I'm not too worried about that. Let's go over down to lowest points in a win. Wadapo. Yeah, you guys won. Technically. I mean, what was that, like a squeak 100 there? I mean, my goodness. I thought you guys were going to come in with some heat. You did last week. But you won. You can't knock a win. Narrowest victory, what defo? Yeah, it was like a 1.5 difference or something crazy over there. Like, you guys need to get the points up to 120s, 130s like we expect you to be. You do the right thing. Underachiever, that would be the Dreamweavers. You came in, to your credit, the projections were a lot better than what actually happened on the field. That's out of your control. I get it. Part of that, we look at the matchups, figure out reasonably who should probably pop off and kind of go that route. Overachiever Malone Rangers, we scored 50 points more than we were projected to do. Can't say it's all because of me. I mean, I'm gonna say it's because of me because I'm the one that made it. Yeah. But we had a good week. What are you gonna do? A little celebrating. That's what we do. But let's go to the standings. Let's see where we all stand. Now, looking at the finish, so, our 10th place team, Dreamweavers. Now, I got to preface that. Yeah, the worst one, but, the season's still pretty early. It's 0-3. It's not 0-9. So, plenty of life, plenty of time left to kind of squeak back into it. Wildcrats, 9th place finish, that was your 9th in the standings, and you did 9th this week. So it makes me think that maybe we need to, again, let's get a little more active on that waiver wire. Let's find a couple of, little hidden gems out there, really spruce up that roster. Boom Cannon finished in 8th place this week, and also 8th place is where you sit in the standings. And what's maddening about that is all those points you left on the bench and all those points you could have had if you didn't drop guys that were having a pretty good week. So at 8th place, it's deceiving. You could have won that week, and you could have beaten most of the teams in the league. Puzzling choices. Interesting out of you guys. Howlers. Yeah. You're 7th in the standing. That's only because of those heartbreaking first 2 weeks losses. This week, you were the 4th best team in the league. You're crushing it. Howling at the moon out there. Love to see the win. We knew it was going to happen. You had good showings the previous 2 weeks, and it was just a matchup issue. So obviously, there's plenty of season for you guys to really get up higher in that rankings and make a playoff run. But that was a great week. Cruising Chili. Hey, you guys, you just ran into a buzzsaw. You ran into the Malone Ranger buzzsaw. Ain't the Melon Ranges this week. It was Malone Ranges, and we were good. That's not any slight on you guys. That was that would have happened in most places, but most points in a loss tells you scoring points. You got a good roster over there. What Tapo? 5th place in the standings, but 7th this week. It's kind of an underwhelming number there, but overall, you're winning games. You're in a good spot. The 4th place there, Battle Buddies in the standings there. Sneaky 4th place. Haven't seen too many awards out of the old Battle Buddies, but here we are in 4th. Means you're doing something right over there. I think it had a lot to do with the draft. I think that you guys drafted well, and here you are. You're winning games with the strength of what you did. Now, you don't want to get complacent. You don't want to think that draft order that you had there is going to be the keys to your kingdom through a 17-week fantasy football season, because you're going to have to spruce that thing up otherwise. Some of that stuff is going to get beatable, but you're in a good place. Fourth in the standings is a great place to be at this point. And 3rd, Warner Flock. Warner Flock, came in out of the gates, blowing everybody out of the water, coming down to earth a little bit, but 3rd in the standings, you're definitely in playoff contention. No big surprise there. 2nd place, House Holoa probably would be in 1st place if they didn't have to play Malone Rangers in week 1, because after that week 1 performance, they went ahead and won the next 2 in dominating fashion. So House Holoa 2nd and standing at 3rd best finish this week. And number 1, Malone Rangers, obviously we crushed it. We're the only undefeated team left in the league. So you kind of know where we stand with that one. But all in all, if we look at where everybody sits, as we said, there's one undefeated team. Then we got this huge logjam, right? So we got 4 teams that are 2-1 and 4 teams that are 1-2. So by next week, half this 80% of the league could be all tied and gridlocked at 2-2. So it really is anybody's race. We do have one team that's looking to get that first win, but if we can get that first win next week soon, we have plenty of time to get back in the hunt. So. Welcome back to the trade block.
Yes,
Nick. We got Chad Powers, the fan favorite. He is back for more fun and adventure. Chad, we have a sponsor this week. Who is
so this week's sponsor, last week we had Merlot as our sponsor. No brand in particular, just the Merlot.
General Merlot, yeah.
This week's sponsor is Largo Bay Hurricane Drink, right? So nothing but goodness coming out of Largo Bay and Hurricane. And I can tell you, if you think fast, you drink fast, right? That's Chad's motto. Think fast, drink fast, right?
Very refreshing. Can't beat it. Chad, hearing around the league, we here at the Ocho, we love the futures, right? We love to see what's coming down the pike. Heard a little hot tip about a kid looking at the 2037 draft.
Yeah, this is kind of wild.
You've seen some game film of this guy. Was wondering if you could walk us through what we're looking at is projected to be a first-round pick. If nobody wants to wait on for 15 years, because he's coming in hot. And,
and as a follow-up from last week, Dreamweavers has already got a hot beat on this one.
Yeah, he's all over this kid, right? Yeah.
All over it, right? Again, he's tanking. He's not even tanking for next year. He's tanking for 2037. So what we see here, Nick, this is actually down in your neck of the woods in Vieira, Florida. And Brandon Warner has really been lighting it up recently. And play the clip, and we'll see.
See if he jumps off the screen here. That's what I imagine he's going to do.
Yeah, we'll see. Just play it. Watch here.
All right.
Look at this double reverse, right? And then right here, boom! Here he comes. Look at this guy. Brandon Warner turned the corner. His team done a great job blocking up front. I've also heard that this guy is going to be a recruit for the Penn State Nittany Lions, and that's where he's going to be going to school. So I just thought I'd drop that little tidbit for you there.
Are you getting Coach Franklin there looking at him? What are you going to do?
Yeah, Coach Franklin's already come down, talked to his parents, given him a scholarship. Not sure if it's legal or not, but he did. Probably not. But, yeah, that's where he's going. He's already signed his letter of intent. That's where he's going. He did get recruited by UCF, but they just don't have big enough program, and the conference they're in just isn't competitive enough for Brandon to go to. So, yeah, so he wants to go to the Big Ten. So
that Big Ten.
Yeah, and then he'll be sitting on Dreamweaver's bench after being drafted first round.
Crazy trend around the league. We got all these bench points this week.
Yeah, quite a few of it happened. Go through it.
And so we're looking at it. I don't know if we need to start playing the Kenny Rogers gambler. When to hold them, when to fold them. Everybody was holding them. And,
weird. I thought people played fantasy football to win, but some of these players just don't seem to be into it. Chad doesn't get
through a certain thing in a trade block that went down. See your take. So a certain boom cannon had a lot of cannon and not a lot of boom. We went ahead and put two guys on the trade block. Juju Smith-Schuster, and
I heard he picked him just because his first name is Juju. Whatever.
Right on the block.
Right, he put him on the block. Yeah,
and ended up dropping them where they did him no good, and would have been the difference in a week 3 win over Howard's. Do we need to talk about the proper etiquette for if you want to make a trade? For how do you drive that demand?
Yeah.
And not just give them away for nothing.
Well, listen. Last week the fan base was questioning if his team even knew he owned a football team, right? Clearly, he doesn't know how the waiver wire and the trade block, how that works, right? It's surprising, but it's knowing what I've heard about Boom Cannon's owner, not that surprising, right? Normally most people would put him on the trade block, start texting and calling and saying, hey, this guy's good, right? You don't drop him the next day, right? Don't drop him.
Don't do that one. Over-under time.
Yeah, love this.
We got some, everybody's always wondering, you're reading the reports, who do you start, who do you sit, the whole deal. Over-under, let's look at a few names around the league. Dalvin Cook rumored to be out. Alexander Madison was a recent waiver wire pickup from, Cruz in Chile.
Is it Chile or Chile? I'm confused.
I think it's dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice. Okay. All right. Got it.
So if you got the Madison, over under, he puts up 15 points.
Who are they playing this week?
That would be an excellent question to know.
You know what? It doesn't matter. Madison is a great player. I think he finds the end zone this week, which is going to get him to 15.0 points. So Chad's taking the over on that one.
Okay, that one good. Jonathan Taylor, some call him a bust in fantasy this year. He should have been the number 1 overall pick, but a certain other team took Eckler, number 1 overall. John Taylor, everybody's projected first choice. Kind of underwhelming, I would say.
I think. Go ahead.
Over under, he gives you 10 points.
Yeah, definitely over there. So here's the deal with Jonathan Taylor, right? He had a breakout season last year. Pretty much took the league by storm. By storm, right? Being a Penn State fan, Chad saw him quite a bit when he played in Wisconsin. Really good, hard-nosed football player.
Yeah.
If I were somebody, I would probably want to try to trade for him. And I would even, if it were Chad, I would put a number 1 wide receiver for him.
No.
But hey, who am I to say?
Wow.
Maybe I'm kind of hinting at something here. But anyway, I think he definitely goes over. And it's weird talking about trades. I hear Battle Buddies was trying to ask people for a trade.
Yeah.
And from what Chad is hearing, a really good trade was offered, and he's turned it down. So we'll see what happens there. So, but anyway, Jonathan Taylor, for me, his stock is up. They brought in 57-year-old Matt Ryan. He's just not getting it done anymore.
Negative.
So they're putting 8, 9. There's no trust in Matt Ryan that defenses are putting 11 in the box against him. So. Yeah.
So interesting. So we'll have to follow to see where the trade is going. It sounds like the rumors are swirling as usual. Over under 1 sitting at a Long Doggers, 2 hot dogs. Can you go north of 2 and 1 sitting at a Long Doggers in either the Cocoa Beach location or the one in Vieira?
Yeah. By the way, Long Doggers is probably going to make a spot here sponsor, because that is a phenomenal restaurant.
I love it.
For Chad can definitely pound Long Dogger hot dogs. So for me, I would say over. No, actually 2. No, I can't go 3. So I would say under 2 hot dogs in one sitting. Under 2. Yeah, you got to watch the old ticker. Got to watch the ticker.
You can do a couple push-ups after it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great stuff as always. Another fascinating round on the block here. We might have to bring in next week to see if there's any movement on the Jonathan Taylor trade.
Yeah.
You're now flooding the sleeper app, as I'm told. Unbelievable.
Yeah. And I will tell you this: if somebody does trade for somebody, I would probably start that person if I traded for them. Because if you do that, that means you want them, and they're probably going to do well. I hear that there was a Devin Duvernay trade this past week, and
successfully processed and went through, only to yield 0 results because he sat on the bench.
He sat on the bench. And Chad is also a Ravens fan. Watched the game. Devin Duvernay, I can confirm, scored a touchdown. Scored a touchdown.
Scored every week this season.
He has scored either by a kick return. Week 1, he had 2 touchdowns. Week 3, he scores a touchdown after being traded, and whoever got him didn't start. I don't get it.
Keep him in the lineup. Unbelievable stuff.
Anyway,
well,
Nick, this has been great. I love coming on here.
The rumors are going to be all full swing this week. We will see. We will see how it goes. We'll have to bring in next week for more fun and adventure. Chad Powers, you're the man.
Yes. Stay safe, everybody. Go, go, go.
Any birthdays in the crowd? Hey, Fantasy Football League, Kid Island here. We got, let's get some birthdays getting announced here. So I know this past week, if anybody was driving through the neighborhood, you might have seen over at Cruising Chili's house, you might have seen a little happy birthday banner in the awning. It was alluded to. And it's in age 10. We got, basically 12. They're in age 10. Happy birthday. And also Christy, I believe, turned 29. So next year's a milestone year. Good luck with that. Happy birthday, everybody. Also, last week, we should have made a bigger deal out of it, but old Dreamweaver's there himself, Mr. Chris Weaver over there. Happy, again, let's double down on the happy birthday to Chris. And a couple weeks before that, I think the other Chris, Warnerflock, that Chris Warner had his. So happy birthdays all around. Hope everybody. So our top story tonight, Battle Buddies. Malone Ranges going after the Battle Buddies, and it's going to be another epic weekly matchup. Did a little homework, looking at the Battle Buddies, thinking like, how does this guy's head work? You know, how does that family kind of approach the week here when it comes to the fantasy football matchups? Not a lot of intel. Basically, since draft night, that team has done exactly 3 transactions. Now, hard to read between the lines when there's only 3 of them. Went ahead and added Chase Claypool, went ahead and added Robbie Gould and Tyler Conklin, and used none of them. So they're sitting on the bench, not doing you a bit of good, and that's the only moves that we've made here, which makes me wonder what exactly is going on with that team here. I'm going to find out.
You did something wrong, Dad.
What's odd is, you know, you guys are just rolling what you did in the draft, but you drafted so well, you're still in 4th place in the standings. So you're a powerhouse. You're doing quite well, so it should be an interesting week. Also worth noting, as we go into this coming weekend, we are approaching spooky season. It being the month of October. And I know one guy who happens to be on a personal mission to cancel Halloween. And that would be none other than Mr. Tobias Petros from Battle Buddies. This guy hates Halloween. This guy wants to be on record saying he wants it to be done with. So I went ahead and compiled some quotes, some things he's said around the neighborhood. I would never embellish. That is not what I do here. Factual, honest reporting is the only thing I do. I would never tell a good story, embellish whatsoever. That's just something I do. So actual quotes from the guy regarding his thoughts on Halloween. Tobias, he goes on record as saying, and I quote, "Halloween is for drifters and hobos. If people want me to give them candy for free, they're getting Charleston chews and waxy bottles," which is disgusting. I mean, everybody knows those are filthy candies. The least tasty ones on the market. Charleston chews? What are we doing with the 1940s candy era here? Come on, man. The next one, he says, "People who wear costumes into their adulthood should be put on the no-fly list." Take offense. On that list for entirely different reasons than the costumes. And they're delightful. But whatever. Interesting viewpoint. And the third, he says, Ernest Scared Stupid was by far the worst of the Ernest catalog. I mean, I'm at a loss for words. That movie was a national treasure. Everybody loves Ernest. Ernest Scared Stupid might have been the best in the whole thing. Ridiculous take. Absolutely ridiculous take. Which leads me to think, this guy needs to come around on Halloween. It's a phenomenal holiday. We all love it. So I compared, here at the Ocho, we thought about, let's create a top 5 list of why Tobias particularly, because I think the rest of the Petros are on board with the Halloween. I think it's just this guy who's not. But why he needs to personally get on board with the Halloween. The number 5, we got to go with, hey, gives Kristen a chance to dress up like a young Lee Trevino. Pretty good putter, this guy. Quality dresser, $1 million swing, very much like you, T-Sizzle. So you get after it. That could be you. That look of excellence from the Happy Gilmore film, in case you're wondering, because you're also like 5 seconds old and don't know movies. It was a good one. The next one, Haley happens to have a map of all the houses in the neighborhood that give out full-size candy bars. What's not to love about that? Just go to the door. Hey, you come back with the goods. You gotta like it. Keep up the good work, Haley. And I would like a copy of that map if possible. Number 3, interesting find. Nathan actually found one of the Monsters Inc. doors. Got himself a part-time job in the Scare Factory. So he's earning a few bucks on the side. Love it. You love to see it. You love to see the work ethic. And this is his busy season. So, Halloween is gold for that kid. I'd say you support. I say you go all in on it. Nothing wrong with that. Number 2, and this I think we can all agree on, Tanya's Halloween menu. I don't even know what's on that menu. All I know is if you give Tanya a theme, you give her a season, and you say have at it, you're going to get some Michelin star quality stuff on there. How could you not like that? Get on board with it because it's just a holiday and a theme, pal. Like, let's get it. Hey, don't mess everybody else's good thing up. Let that woman cook. It's going to be great. And also, number 1 reason you got to love the Halloween, pal. Maybe your across the street neighbor will totally get on the Doc Brown, Marty McFly costumes Back to the Future. I already got Doc Brown, so sorry, you're going to be stuck with Marty McFly, but you could do that, right? How do you not love? What is not to love about Halloween when you're Marty McFly, your neighbor's Doc Brown, 1.21 gigawatts, where we're going, we don't even need roads. You're gonna love it. Halloween is the best, pal. You just don't know it yet. You're running into a buzzsaw this week. I don't envy having to go up against the Lone Rangers. It's gonna be tough, but it should be fun. Everybody else, make sure those lineups are updated.
Thanks, Dad.